Hi everyone, welcome back to this episode of Battle Games in Middle-earth. I'm Mike from Hobby. We're up to magazine 13 now on our journey through all 91 magazines. I've had a little bit of change in my loft now, as you can probably see. I've done my space up a little bit better. It's much more comfortable for me to work in now. Been a bit of a delay on the videos that I've been putting out, but hopefully they'll speed up now. There's a couple of other changes I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing the battle games quite as much as I was before. I don't actually have anyone to play the battle games with, and it takes a lot of time for me to record and put those together. I do enjoy playing those games, but they're getting harder and harder to play on my own. They're no longer like these small skirmishes. In each of these videos we're going to be painting up the figures that come with the magazine, and we'll be doing the modelling. They're the two bits that I really find enjoyable. So let's have a quick flick through the magazine. At the end of the video I will do a 90-second flip where I'll go through every page and you'll be able to have a look in your own time, pause if you want to read some of the pages, and have a much more detailed look at the magazine. So in this one we're really focusing on Rohan. We've painted some Rohan warriors before, but this is our first chance to be painting up some horses. The video I did for these, I painted these up 6 different styles and ways of painting the horses. It was a first for me. I've never painted horses before, but I did enjoy these. Just looked at reference pictures and followed. So follow along for the painting video for that one, where I can go through all 6. In this one it's a little bit shorter. I'll just be doing one of the horses. Jumping into the magazine, it starts off with going over some battlefield tactics, a bit more detailed about your priority roll if you don't get priority roll, and how it can be an advantage to you if you don't get that. Also talks a little bit about the shoot phase, the fight phase, and the different sort of weapons you can use. We also start to get introduced to a lot of the heroic actions now in the magazines, and a lot of the magic which came out in the last one. So each of the battle games has really stepped up. In just 13 magazines we've gone from doing simple movement to now we do full on attacks and full on magic, and we have to manage might, will and fate. So it happened really quick actually. I was expecting it to be a bit more spread out over a lot of the magazines, but it's really jumped into them now. In this one, for some reason, the battle game that they put in this is called the Wizard's Duel, and you're supposed to use this page here to do a battle between Gandalf and Saruman. We don't actually have Saruman yet. In fact, he's coming up here in the 15th magazine, so we've got a couple of magazines. So while I do want to play this, I'm going to wait until we painted the figure, and I'll probably record that one because it should be simple enough to show. Moving on to the Rohan Horses then. So these are techniques in the magazine that it sort of covers. I didn't really follow this so much. I find the techniques that they use in the magazine a little bit simple, and there's a lot more modern techniques. Like we use a lot of washes. A lot of these were made to be painted with the paints that came with the magazine, and at this point you've probably only collected about 8 different paints, so they were really limited in what they could show you. That being said, I think they do a really good job with the limited paints you've got, but we've also got much sort of better techniques now over the past 20 years. This was useful, sort of going over the different patterns that they have on the horse. I did do some of this, but I really use reference pictures to do mine. In the modelling workshop it covers a little bit more detail, how to add more realism to the scenery we've already made. We actually did a lot of this during our making of the scenery in the previous one. So it talks about adding washes onto the scenery, it talks about roughing up the edges of the wood so it's not quite so 90 degrees, which we also did in the version of the videos that I did. It's really useful and really good advice. You miss these little sort of details a lot when you're modelling, and they're actually the ones that bring it to life, like these tiny little things, little bits of moss growing out, little bit of grass sprouting out, really does bring those to life. So the main thing we were modelling this week, we were modelling up a barrel and we were modelling up a crate. So I've made a few different sizes. One thing I'm never sure about with these is if I was to do these to scale, they'd be much smaller, but they wouldn't really stand out on the battlefield, but they'd be like really tiny. I mean, you look at this, if you were going to put this onto one of these horses, it's a little bit large. So I've considered whether I should start to make a few smaller things, or maybe 3D print some of those. I have got 3D printers and I can do modelling in Blender, so if you are interested in me making some of those smaller, then just let me know in the comments and I can have a look and see if that's something we'll be doing. I'll link through to those videos now, so we'll do the painting workshop and the modelling workshop. It'll be a shorter version in this video. If you want the full version, I'll link those as each section comes up and you can go through and watch the entire version.
The stable stir with morning light. We brush their coats, their manes shine bright. Saddles placed, the reins held tight. The state of Rohan primed for the fight.
Who strike earth, the barding gleams. Each strap secured, each rider dreams. Helms are done, the banners rise. Our fate is set beneath the skies.
Thunder loud, the plains we cross. Wind at our backs, no fear, no loss. The foe shall break, their strength undone. The riders charge as one 'neath the sun. Oh, arise, arise, riders of Eldon. Fell deeds awake, fire and slaughter. No spear shall be shaken, shield be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Right now, ride to Gondor.
Beneath the hills where forests hop, you gather up the works begun. With farmer maggots cart and tow, the finest woods to town we go. Frodo stops to lend a hand, while Gaffer Genji shares his plans. The staves are shaped, the hoops set tight, each chest and barrel pure delight. Rosy cotton paints the trim with colors bright and cheery. When for ale and goods for keepsakes dear, our work brings joy to all who are near. Rosy cotton paints the trim with colors bright and cheery. When for ale and goods for keepsakes dear, our work brings joy to all who are near. Oh, barrels strong and chests so fine, each curve and grain a work divine. For hobbit hearts, for feast and rest, we build the tools to live our best. In Hobbiton, our joys expressed through barrels strong and chests so blessed. In Hobbiton, our joys expressed through barrels strong and chests so blessed.
Look into our next one then. So in pack 14 we've got the Rohan riders that we can actually put onto the horses. So the horses and the riders came separately, so they're not actually on there yet, so we'll paint those up in the next one. And as you can see, up at 15 we'll be painting Saruman. Hope you all enjoy this one. If you do enjoy the videos, like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks very much.